Hello everybody. In this video, I will be reacting to Let It Be, the 1970 album by the band called The Beatles. Now, why am I reacting to this now? Peter Jackson, the filmmaker, just came out with a documentary on Disney Plus called Get Back, which is about the making of this album. And Get Back was actually the working title of this album. So I thought, what better of a time to react to this album? I want to check out the documentary, but I thought, why not listen to the album first? And I've listened to many Beatles albums front to back, but somehow Let It Be, I've never listened to from track 1 to track 12 before. I've heard most of these songs before, but never in order. Never. I'm sure there's some I've missed, so I'm excited to check this one out. So I've heard this song many times before. One thing I never noticed about this song was the percussion of it. And most of the percussion in this song is led by like a muted kick. And it almost even sounds like maybe like a really dry like palm clap, but it's probably a muted kick. Which I really like. And one thing I also really like about the percussion is they've got these kind of breaks in the song, and the snare comes in and it goes, and the snare sounds great, and it just, the momentum that snare causes from like a break to back in, we're into the song, is just such a great musical element that the Beatles are just so good at. It's like momentum in a song. Like, people don't think about momentum often, but a song is about pulses and breaks and momentum and chapters, and that snare really helps lead into the next chapter of the song. I love the guitar in this song. It's obviously very folky, but also has like a lot of the licks and a lot of the slides and a lot of the melodies have a lot of not only folk influence but like American country influence, sort of like Americana influence, even like some southern rock influence. Like maybe like an Allman Brothers, Led Zeppelin. Maybe not as quite as hard, but you can definitely hear like the similarities between the two. The other thing I love about the guitar of the song is it sounds so free and loose, but also perfect. And like, a lot of people kind of criticize the Beatles for being too simple. And like, yeah, maybe this guitar is simple, but it's perfectly simple. And when something's perfectly simple, it just works. And yeah, the licks aren't like super complex. They're not Led Zeppelin licks or, whatever, but they just work. And it's because it's this perfect mesh of simplicity and melody and just greatness. Okay, I don't know if I've ever heard this song before. It feels sort of Eric Clapton-y, but almost like a parody of an Eric Clapton song. And I know they have the Beatles, some of the members have a weird history. Like, I think, didn't Paul like marry his wife, or I don't know, somebody married his wife or something. A little bit harder guitar in this. When the chorus comes in, it changes a bit. It's got that kind of like chanty, shouty type chorus, like all I wanna is you. I love that. It's like, I don't know what it is about that sort of like 70s style, 60s style, like chanty, like chorusy style chorus. I just dig that. It's like, always reminds me like, I need a little help with my friends. I love that song. And this sounds very similarly melodically and in the delivery of the chorus. God, I love this chorus. All I want is you. But do 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 do. Dig it. This is another Beatles song that does so well with momentum. The verse sort of dips and then it builds a little bit and just comes in so hot for the chorus. The song just, you can feel it moving and shaping as it goes. Okay, track 3, Across the Universe. The first thing that sticks out to me in this track is just the reverb on the voice. It makes it feel like he's singing from space almost, which is awesome. And the reverb just is just beautiful. It just sounds so perfect. Just like the space it creates, That's the point of reverb, to create space. And this track does that so well. And so perfectly with the title of the track. Beautiful lyrics in this song. Just John's voice, just so sort of like angelic and again spacely in this song. It's so beautiful. I don't know if I'm reading into this too much, but it sounds like there's some Indian influence sonically in this. Like the guitar sounds a little sitar-y, and like the background synth sounds a little bit of Indian influence, which I know the Beatles were very much influenced by India, so maybe I'm reading into that. But I definitely hear that a little bit in this song. I'm 15 seconds into track 4, I Mean Mine. I'm just like, God, this album is so freaking good. This song in terms of pace and sort of momentum, it's different than the rest of the album, which this one, the first track 1 and track 2 sort of built. This one kind of switches on a dime. It's like it's really low key, and all of a sudden it's like boom, I me my, you know, which again is just a great choice because momentum is great in music, and it doesn't matter if it builds or not. Like just the switch is also cool, and they vary their momentum and their pace, and it's just a good freaking song, a good freaking album. Track 4 of the first 4, I Mean Mine, probably has the most complex drums of any of the tracks yet. I know this is just in track 5, Dig It, it's just an interlude track, but man, even like the vocals on this track, just like, they just sound great. Like, they sound so real, but perfect at the same time. They sound raspy, but the pitch is perfect, and the space, the reverb feels nice, and so good. Track 6, the middle track of the album, the title track of the album. I mean, what can even be said about this song? One of the most famous Beatles songs of all time. Just such a freaking beautiful song. I think I saw in an interview once John said that these lyrics came to him in a dream, that his mother came to him in a dream, and he was stressed about something, and she said, not John, Paul. Did I say John or Paul? I can't remember. Paul. Paul was having a dream, and his mother came to him, and he was stressed about something, and his mother said, Paul, just let it be. Just let it be, Paul. That was my best Paul impression, which his mother wouldn't sound like him, but anyways. God, what can you, like, I wish, like, legendary songs would just come to me in dreams. Yeah, like, Let It Be just came to me in a dream, and then I woke up and wrote it. Like, God, I wish that would happen to me. Obviously, I've heard this song so many times, but it's like, and it feels a little played out to me, just like overplayed. But still, every time I hear it, deep down, it chokes me up. I don't know, like, it just makes me feel emotional. It's just such a beautifully written song, such a beautifully composed song. Damn. You think of Let It Be as this great piano ballad, but the guitar interlude is so good, and it just gives a little bit of harshness to this like beautiful song that just needs. Like if it was all piano, I feel like maybe it would seem a little bit sappy, but just a little interlude with just a little, it just breaks it up enough that it's like, yes, it just works. I love it. What can you do with this song except for just clap? Maggie May, track 7 is probably the funniest, most comical, humorous song in the album so far. This song opens up a little bit more screaming. I guess this is where screamo bands got their influence from, I got a feeling, because the Beatles influenced everything, apparently. No, but the one thing, too, about this album that I haven't mentioned yet is just, it's so well mixed and mastered. It's just like, sonically, it sounds like freaking butter and blueberry pie, and it just sounds perfect. Like, there's a lot of hot takes about the Beatles, but I don't think you can honestly give a take about the Beatles until you sit down with a couple of their albums and listen to them from beginning to finish. If you come to me and you say, and your hot take about the Beatles is, you don't like the Beatles that much, they're overrated, and you've listened to, I'd say, at least 3 albums front to back, okay, fine. But I don't think that's possible. And I think if any human sits down with 3 Beatles albums, listens to them, track 1 to the end, they're gonna understand their greatness. Because I was kind of one of those people, like growing up, I don't know, I didn't listen to the Beatles that much. And I was kind of like, they're overrated, yeah, they're okay. But then I was like, you know what? I just gotta listen to them. I just gotta listen to their albums. I gotta, dive into their music. And once I did, I was like, oh, I get it. They're great. They're fantastic. They're all time. They're amazing. Yeah. I was about to say this is track 8. I've Got a Feeling. It's probably my least favorite song on the album so far. But then they switch it up, and then like just John, Paul leads the song a lot of kind of screaming, a lot of energy, and then and then John comes in and it's just like, gonna feel it. It's almost like hip hop. It's got like a flow to it, and I'm like, God, I love it. And now I can't say I mean, I love this song. Okay, that's what I'm saying. I was gonna say I like it a lot, and I love everything else, but no, I love this too. I can't deny it. Okay, one after 909, track 9. Um, Definitely hear that blues influence. Super heavy influence in this track. Think about Mississippi. Think about a lot of black music from America in the you know 40s and 50s. You can definitely hear a lot of that influence in this song. Okay, this is probably my least favorite song on the album. It feels a little gimmicky, feels a little too goofy. Sometimes when the Beatles get a little too goofy, I kind of check out a little bit. There's definitely some goofy songs of theirs that I love, but this one I'm a little checked out of. And again, it's just like it feels like they're just ripping off like a black blues guitarist, on this one. So it doesn't feel super original to me. Okay, slow jam vibes with track 10, The Long and Winding Road. Also some big band influence, some trumpets, some trombones in there too. Um, not my favorite on this album either. Kind of after track 7, 8, 9, 10 so far. I'm definitely a first. I'm not saying I don't like these songs. I'm just saying I'm more of a first half of the album type of guy on Let It Be so far. Um, but maybe 11 and 12 will bring it all back home, and maybe 10 will improve. Let's listen and see. I really like the violins that come in this song. It kind of saves it for me a little bit. This was a song like I feel like I would enjoy if I was working and just like it was in the background. When I'm actively listening, it doesn't do a whole lot for me, but I still really like it. Track 11, not doing a whole lot for me either. 8, 9, 10, 11. No, I liked 8. 9, 10, 11. I'm definitely more 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 than I'm a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 more than a 9, 10, 11. Let's say that. Okay, track 12, the last song ever released by the Beatles. This is their last album. Last song on the last album, Get Back, which was, I mentioned before, was the working title of this album. Um, I love the like marching, galloping percussion in this song. It almost feels like I want to be like riding a horse while I'm listening to this. It's like get back, get back. Love that. I know I'm always talking. I keep talking about pace on this album for some reason. I don't really know why. I mean, I guess that's what's sticking out to me in this album is the pace of it, and that I like the pace of it, and the variety of pace of it, and the momentum, and the chapters, and et cetera, et cetera. Overall, the guitar in this album has a lot of like American country influence, a lot of blues influence for sure. I feel like more than any other Beatles album I've listened to. I mean, they always have that, but this one has more of it. Okay, that was Let It Be, the 1970 album, the last album by the Beatles. Fantastic album. I would say my favorite tracks on the album were track 1, Two of Us, track 3, Across the Universe, track 6, Let It Be, and track 12, Get Back. Those are my favorite songs from the album. Um, Last album from the Beatles. And look, that's okay. They want to do their some of their own things. You should listen to John Lennon, some of his solo albums. They're really good. Beautifully mixed and mastered, as I said. Let It Be is a legendary song. Some really fantastic guitar work in there. Some really fantastic percussion too. People don't give Ringo Starr his fair due. But what do you think about this album? I would love to hear more from you guys what you think about this album, specific songs. What are your favorites? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching.